Welcome to Tiki Time Monkey Fun. Welcome to Tiki Time Monkey Fun. I'm doing this kind of odd video today because I don't normally do this, where I'm showing the creation of a new Muppet. I'm in the process of building Sweetums. And as you can see, my living room is a total mess. Thank goodness I live alone because I've been working on him now since October. And here is what I have so far. And I will kind of try and explain exactly what I've been doing. As you can see, Sweetums is a full-size wearable Muppet. And he is built in a way where the performer uses either his right hand or his left hand to control his mouth when he needs to. The mouth is actually going to be attached with bungee cords, so even when he has both hands in the costume, the mouth bounces up and down to kind of look like he's either talking or just breathing or whatever. The feet are built on oversized sneakers, high tops, because of all the foam you have to build on them to make them the actual feet. The legs, I started it's actually pants. I started off with a pair of shorts and then added the fur to the bottom half of the legs to that, which then, as you can see, let me see if I can show you here. There is Velcro underneath going around on the sides and in the back also, so that this fur can attach to the top of the feet and become one. The hands are made out of foam first, and then covered in fleece and fur. The fingernails I made out of old Easter eggs, plastic Easter eggs. And then the hands are permanently fixed into the costume. So this way, when you pull your hand out, it still looks like he has a hand. If you ever watch the movies and pay close attention to him, you could see when his mouth is moving up and down, this arm is just flopping around and hanging there. Or many times he'll grab the costume with his left hand, he'll grab his right arm and hold them together while he's talking. And then if he needs to carry anything, he'll either carry it just with his left hand and they'll attach the right hand to it to look like both are holding it, or he will have both hands in the costume and be holding the item. The head is based on a skateboard helmet. Which I then had the original one, actually, the whole apparatus or armature to make the shape of the head was actually made out of bamboo. But I tried, there is a special technique with a torch where you heat the bamboo and then slowly bend it to the shape that you want. But I tried doing that and tried quite a few times and they kept snapping on me. So what I did was I bought very large armature wire that they use for making sculptures. I used that, and I used bamboo together. Because obviously the shape is very, very important for Sweetums. If you don't get that shape right, it'll kind of look like Sweetums, but it won't be Sweetums. And then the hair that is used on him is very, 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 I can't say this enough, important. Because if you don't use the right hair, he is never gonna be Sweetums. Because this is real sheep fur. And sheep fur, depending upon which fur you get, it can be as long as 6+ inches long. And if you ever notice, when he's running and moving around, it bounces like real hair, because it is. I was going to try and do it with faux fur, but the longest faux fur I could find was only 3.5 to 4 inches. And it just doesn't look the same unless you use the real fur. The shirt that he wears, if you notice, there is big foam padding in the shoulders to build out the shoulders. So this way, when you pull your arm out, the whole entire side of him doesn't collapse. So that makes the arm and the mouth movement feasible without distorting the whole entire costume. The top of the costume, I started off with a like 4XL shirt, men's button-up shirt, if you can see a little bit here, which is what it looks like they use partially in his costume. But I'm redesigning this whole thing to try and make it more comfortable for the performer to wear and a lot cooler, because the real one looks to me to be very, very heavy and bulky. So I'm trying to do this where it is a lot more comfortable, where the performer can wear it for longer time periods. From what I understand, Sweetums usually when he's wearing the costume, he's wearing it for very, very short periods of time. So I want to try and make this where it's comfortable for the performer to wear for, like, if he's going out for Halloween, to wear for the whole night, and not have any problems. I've also purchased a rechargeable battery operated, which I haven't attached yet, fan that wraps around the neck, that has two positionable miniature high-powered fans that can, it works on 3 speeds, slow, medium, and high, to keep the performer cool while he's wearing the costume. That I still have to apply some Velcro and attach it with Velcro to the back of his neck. But you're able to, I found it on eBay, and you're able to charge it with a USB cord. So it's totally rechargeable. You don't have to ever worry about batteries. And on a full charge, on low, it'll run for 12 hours, which is pretty good. Medium, obviously a little bit less. And I think high powered, it'll run for, I believe it's 4 to 6 hours, which is way longer than you would ever wear this costume. The top, as you can see up there with the holes, I had eyes already mounted, and I've rigged the eyes where they'll be able to look from side to side. But after I made his nose, where's his nose? I made his nose. Here's his nose, which is actually foam covered in fleece. His eyes that I had used, which I used 3-inch plastic Christmas balls, which I then painted the proper yellow, they were way too small. Way, way, way too small. So I had to, which I'm waiting for now, that's why I'm doing this, I'm waiting for those eyes, because if you don't build this in the proper stages, you're going to be ripping it apart all the time to then have to do what you forgot to do. So it's really, really an awful lot of work and money to do him properly. And if you don't do him properly, he's just never going to look proper and correct. If you can see, that's the back half of the skin. And what I've done on the fur, as you can see here, is I go and I cut all little tiny holes in the fur. This way it lightens it up, because as you can see, this is just for the top piece that goes on the top of his head. This is all the little holes that I cut out of that piece of fur, which you can see here. Here it's laying here, waiting to be put on. Let's flip this over. And as you can see, all of these holes, and that's two purposes. Number one, so that the fur can breathe and air can get in to help you stay cool, and to lighten the fur so it's not so much weight that you're trying to balance on your head. And as you can see, since the fur is so long and so scraggly, you don't see any of those holes cut into the fur. So, I'm a stickler for all the details. As you can see, all of these, there's 3 different colors of burlap that I used, and then I even actually stained some of the burlap with coffee. You can stain it with coffee and tea. And then I just, had to cut little abstract shapes with holes in it, and just to make it really ratty looking like the real one is. And then hand sewed all of these little patches of burlap onto the legs and the shirt. And then to give you the really large looking stitches, I then purchased a special needle where you can thread yarn through. And that's what I use to make all of the very, very large stitches. So yeah, he's coming along. And as you can notice, this piece here, why it's dipped down so much, so that you'd be able to reach out of this and grab the handle. Let's see, here's his bottom lip. That I've created. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so here is the lip that I created, and as you can see underneath, there is a handle. I still have to cover that whole section with some fleece to really make it comfortable. And then it gets attached to the head with bungee cords. As you can see, hanging out. And the bungee cords then are rigged so that when you are walking around, the mouth is open so that you can see where you're going. That's how the performer sees out of the costume. There's no eye holes or anything like that. It's very translucent black fabric so that you can see through the mouth. So that's why the mouth, unless he's talking, which he's usually not running anywhere or walking anywhere while he's talking, the performer looks out of the mouth of the character. So it has to be rigged where the mouth then lands open like about here so that the performer can see. And since it's bungee cords, it can really move up and down, side to side, everything because of those bungee cords. So I really hope you liked this video. I'm sure you all will, because you're so interested in these characters and how they are made and work. And once I get him finished, he will also be a character from time to time on Tiki Time. I can't wait to get Tiki. Oh, I can't even go over all of the craziness that's going on with that. But I can't wait to get him and have Sweetums holding him and playing with him type of thing for these videos. So I hopefully will have him done soon. I'm just waiting on these eyes. They're really holding me up. They were supposed to be here on the 3rd and they're still not here. I know the East Coast, where they're coming from, has had some pretty bad weather, so maybe that's having the hold up on the eyes. But I can't do anything until I receive those eyes, because otherwise I'm going to have to rip out the mouth and everything just to be able to put the eyes in, and there's no sense in rushing. So hopefully you like this video, and hopefully I will have him done soon. Well, have a great day, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye-bye.